Welcome, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of Wicked Whispers, where the shadows come alive and nightmares whisper their secrets.
In the shadowy heart of 1940s Los Angeles, the city glittering with the promise of fame and fortune, a dark and brutal crime cast a long shadow over Hollywood. This is the harrowing tale of the Black Dahlia Murder, a case that has perplexed investigators and fascinated the public for over 70 years. On the morning of January 15, 1947, Los Angeles was shrouded in a thick fog. In the Leimert Park neighborhood, a local resident named Betty Berzinger was walking with her young daughter when she stumbled upon a sight that would haunt her forever. At first glance, she thought she had found a discarded mannequin. But as she drew closer, the horrifying reality set in. The body of a young woman lay in the grass, severed in half at the waist. Her face had been brutally slashed from the corners of her mouth to her ears, creating a ghastly Glasgow smile. The body had been drained of blood and meticulously cleaned, leaving no traces of the crime scene. The victim was soon identified as 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, an aspiring actress with dreams of making it big in Hollywood. Born in Hyde Park, Massachusetts, Elizabeth moved to California in search of fame. With her striking looks and dark hair, she earned the nickname the Black Dahlia, a play on the then-popular film noir, The Blue Dahlia. Elizabeth's life was marked by struggles and aspirations. She worked various odd jobs while trying to break into the film industry, but her dreams remained just out of reach. Her tragic death turned her into a symbol of the dark side of Hollywood's glamorous facade. The Los Angeles Police Department launched an intense investigation into Elizabeth Short's murder. Detectives Harry Hansen and Finis Brown were assigned to the case, and their first challenge was the lack of physical evidence. The meticulous nature of the crime scene suggested a methodical and calculated killer. Despite the absence of evidence, the LAPD received an overwhelming number of tips and leads. The case quickly became a media sensation, with newspapers dubbing Elizabeth the Black Dahlia and sensationalizing every detail of the investigation. The public's fascination with the case only added pressure on the detectives to find the killer. As the investigation unfolded, numerous suspects and theories emerged. One of the earliest suspects was Robert "Red" Manley, a married salesman who was one of the last people seen with Elizabeth Short. Manley had dropped her off at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles just days before her body was discovered. However, after intense questioning and passing a polygraph test, Manley was cleared of any involvement. Another prominent suspect was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy and influential physician with a dark past. Hodel's name came to light years later when his own son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD detective, began investigating his father. Steve Hodel's investigation uncovered compelling evidence, including connections to other unsolved murders and a photo album containing images resembling Elizabeth Short. Despite the circumstantial evidence, no definitive proof linked George Hodel to the crime. Over the years, more than 50 people confessed to the Black Dahlia murder, but none of these confessions were credible. Many were mentally ill individuals seeking attention or looking to escape their own troubles. The police were forced to sift through countless false leads and dead ends, further complicating the investigation. One such false lead involved a woman named Joseph Dumais, a soldier stationed at Fort Dix. Dumais confessed to the murder, claiming to have been in Los Angeles at the time. However, upon further investigation, it was discovered that Dumais had been on base during the time of the murder, and his confession was dismissed. Despite the LAPD's best efforts, the Black Dahlia murder remains unsolved. Over the decades, the case has inspired countless books, movies, and television shows, each offering new theories and speculations. The lack of conclusive evidence and the complexity of the case have cemented its status as one of America's most enduring mysteries. Elizabeth Short's brutal murder serves as a stark reminder of the darker side of Hollywood's golden age. Her story has become a cautionary tale about the dangers of fame and the vulnerability of those who seek it. In the years following Elizabeth Short's death, her family and friends struggled to come to terms with their loss. Her mother, Phoebe Short, was devastated by the murder of her daughter and the ensuing media frenzy. Despite the passage of time, the pain of Elizabeth's death remains a poignant memory for those who knew and loved her. The Black Dahlia Murder has also had a lasting impact on popular culture. It has inspired numerous works of fiction and nonfiction, including James Ellroy's novel The Black Dahlia, which was later adapted into a film. The case continues to captivate the public imagination, a symbol of the unsolved and the unknown. As we conclude this dark and tragic tale, we are left with more questions than answers. The Black Dahlia Murder remains an open wound in the annals of American crime history, a mystery that may never be fully solved. Elizabeth Short's life and death serve as a haunting reminder of the fragility of dreams and the darkness that can lurk behind the brightest lights of Hollywood. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows of Hollywood's past. If you found this episode of Wicked Whispers intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe,